Hi everyone, a very good afternoon. So welcome to our digital PMIS, New Normal in Construction Management webinar. I am your Watson, your moderator for today's session. So this webinar is actually a part of PCSS Digital Education Webinar series that we share with our audience on the current trend of digital construction to keep our sector up to date on the ever-changing industry. Okay, today we have a very exciting session ahead because digital PMS about digital PMIS and how it can help throughout the life cycle of our project. A project management information system, PMIS, is a software-based system that provides an organized and structured approach to project management. It serves as a center repository for project information and facilitates communications, collaboration, and decision-making among project stakeholders. The primary goal of a PMIS is to help project managers and team effectively plan, execute, monitor, and control project. So today we are thrilled to have Sunil and his team with us today, who is an expert in project management information system, to share with us what is the current challenges in the industry and what are the benefits of having a digital PMIS in a project. Before we begin, let's cover some of the housekeeping items. Okay, the first thing is this session is being recorded. So, and then please ensure your microphone are muted to minimize background noise. Feel free to use the chat for question and discussion. And then we're gonna have a dedicated Q&A session at the end. And then for the attendance, the QR for the attendance will be given at the end of the webinar. Now, without further ado, let me introduce our speaker, Sunil Dange, Solution Director of Exto. He has over 26 years of experience in digital technology, covering a wide range of industries and solutions. He has been a part of digital transformation and technology adoption in the construction industry, helping a lot of construction companies to excel in managing and delivering their project by achieving business goals. He also been closely associated with emerging construction associated, and then his industry expertise and knowledge combined with revolutionary project management platform Exto are helping construction organizations successfully to bring digitalization and automation, addressing the business challenges and in making their business ready for emerging trends in the sector. So our second speaker is going to be Bala Murugan. He's a graduate civil engineer and has done a lot of postgraduate in project engineering management for NICMA with over 7 years of experience. He has also worked in EPC contractors and consulting firms on various domains such as valuation and consulting, PMO office and front-end software implementation in companies like CBRE, Voltas, and Exto. And finally, we have Shrikant, a domain expert. He holds a bachelor degree in civil engineering, law, and post-graduation in advanced construction management from NICMA. Backed by over 5 years of experience, his expertise encompasses leading roles in real estate and EPC contracting, managing high-rise building, and government infrastructure projects. Additionally, he has worked in implementing digital software for government bodies, real estate, and he also one of the consultants for Exto. So without taking more of your time, the visual stage are yours, Sunil.
Yes. Thank you, Watson. So let me first begin with sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you, Watson, for a quick introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sunil Dange. So today I'm going to talk about new normal in construction management, which is nothing but digital PMIs, which is Project Management Information System. Let me first set the context why we are calling this as new normal. All of us who are there today in this webinar, we are associated with the construction industry. But all of us know for so many years, even in Malaysia and everywhere globally, construction is happening continuously for so many years. So when it comes to project management information system, is it really something new that we are talking about? So the answer is no, it's not something new, but certainly it is new normal. What is that is, over the period of time in the past, PMIs or project management, project execution, monitoring, everything used to happen by and large in a manual way, except certain areas which were automated, like design software or scheduling software. But other than that, other part was always executed in a manual way. So now the things have changed, the world has changed, the industry has changed, and now this is something which was considered as a very normal thing. PMIs has become a new normal, meaning digital PMIs has become a new normal. So today, I'll walk you through along with Shrikant, my colleague, about what is the industry outlook, how this construction industry is looking like. In this industry, what are the major challenges? Still, it is not everything is under control, everything is not very rosy. So what is it that we are still facing challenges on? Third is then what is the need for digitalization of construction process? Then we will come into if what is exactly PMIs means, and then we will talk about our Exto PMIs, how it actually addresses all these areas, and how it will benefit all of us in managing our construction projects. To begin with, of course, we have my team today will walk us through. Shrikant, myself will present, and Bala will also participate in question and answer. So to begin with, construction industry outlook. Why I'm sharing this background? Because we need to understand the magnitude of the work that we, all of us, are part of on day-to-day life. So most importantly, I'll come to, before coming to Malaysia specifically, if you look at even globally, worldwide, what's happening, what is the construction industry outlook? If you notice, whether it's a real estate construction, transportation, that includes road construction, highways, bridges, those kind of constructions, and third one is the energy and utility, like oil and gas, or the the power production or power distribution. So these kind of constructions are happening globally. So based on this research, industry research, if you notice the trend, right from 1990, the kind of amount of projects or amount of the magnitude was happening. You can see 2012 it has grown, and 2030 the projection is it's going to grow further. Okay, so this indicates, and if you notice, the real estate segment is growing along with the transportation and other area. So that means always we are going to be a part of this world, this industry. And if you notice, these are some of them are mega projects, some of them are small or mid-sized projects, but there are inevitably there are projects. We cannot avoid them. So next question comes, then if we are living in this world, this is global scenario. How about very specific, if I had to talk about Malaysia market? Even in Malaysia, it's not about just small number of projects that we are talking about, but if you look at it, as a country snapshot, Malaysia's the GDP itself, like average GDP, if you see here, it's construction industry is contributing more towards the GDP growth along with the other segments. So by and large, even in Malaysia, besides your other segments like this, in this slide, it is clear that if you notice, kind of the size in the US dollars about the construction or the construction industry of Malaysia. It very clearly it shows the market size by 2024, that is current year, $38 billion, and there is a 8.55% compounded annual growth rate. So CAGR for next 5 years is 8.55 compounded annual growth rate. So that means obviously there will be construction happening even in Malaysia, and the growth in this segment is going to happen. Lot of investment is happening. You can see from these numbers itself. Why all this is important for us to know? Because larger the projects, more the projects, at the same time, it brings more responsibility on all of us to ensure that all these projects do get planned, executed, monitored, and delivered on time, within budget, as per the scope and as per the stipulated quality. That's what the next automatic responsibility comes on us. Second important thing, all these numbers and this outlook is telling us that this responsibility is not one time or is not for one or two projects. It's going to be continuous responsibility on our shoulder for many years to come, because of this outlook of the industry that, oh, so much construction is going to happen continuously. That means we have to think about how successfully we can deliver our responsibilities. Now, coming to that, one more outlook on this is, if you see within Malaysia also, certain zones or the certain states like Sarawak being one of the key area identified by the government itself, that from the development perspective, from construction perspective, certain areas are identified, and this is the information from the government website itself. So this is just to give that to substantiate that this is not just you and me talking about it. It's not about speculation, but it's a reality. It's a fact, and this is on the officially published information that shows that it's not just only Sarawak, but so many places within Malaysia also the work is going to happen. All of us will get opportunity to work on multiple projects in multiple regions within Malaysia. So that's the main thing to move forward, to keep in mind that, oh yes, it's a long journey that we have already embarked upon, and now we have to meet this complete this journey successfully in our respective roles. When I say respective roles, that is where I'm coming to the next topic about challenges, because all this looks good, positive. Industry is moving. We have a lot of business to do, all of us, but all of us have different roles to play. Somebody is a project manager, somebody is planning engineer, somebody is a quality manager, safety manager, somebody is a procurement head in the project, somebody is a PMC, project management consultant. So we, all of us, are associated with the project, with our different roles and responsibilities. So each one of us in our respective roles has got some needs and some duties to perform. And if each one of us, anyone fails, it will have an impact on overall project delivery. So what is it that now challenges this construction industry is facing? Let's try to understand, because as I said, we are saying digital PMIs is a new normal. Why it is becoming new normal? Because certainly there are challenges. PMIs is normal, but digital PMIs is new normal. Digitalization is new thing. Why? Because these are the reasons. Though we are, for so many years construction is happening even in Malaysia, it's nothing new. Successfully we have delivered also our projects. Also, it's not that we failed, but we put a lot of efforts. We struggled. We had a lot of fights and a lot of battles to make the projects get delivered successfully. Typically, challenges even today faced are invariably there are cost overruns. Now, cost overruns happens because of the delays happening in the project. Delays happening in the project because, of course, there are inadequate communication. When I say inadequate communication, that could be RFIs are not getting responded in time. Change requests are not getting reviewed, approved in time. There are disputes between various teams that why the change is happening, is it because of whose fault? And by the time we resolve all this, it becomes late, and it results into delays, which results into cost overruns. So everything is connected to each other. Another challenge still in the industry is the labor shortage. So optimal resource utilization, having a that's very key here, because we have limited resources, whether it's a labor, whether it's a equipment like the cranes and excavation machines and all. So to do that, we need a proper visibility, correct? Proper visibility, proper communication, timely communication, and governance and accountability. Since that is lacking, ultimately projects suffer. And most importantly, another challenge invariably come in our projects is the document control part. In lack of proper document management, during execution of the project or post execution, that is during operations and maintenance stage, if you have to pull out any drawing, any document, it takes hours and hours or days and days. And even after that, we are not able to get the right version of the document. So all these are major challenges, and it impacts the project, and millions of dollars of projects or millions of ringgits of project that we execute will suffer because of this small, it looks small, these areas look very small, but they have a potential, big potential to impact our projects negatively. And the last but not the least reason, or the major challenge in our industry, is slow adoption of technology. As I said, normal PMI's point of view, industry has adopted only like very, I can say, very low 1 or 2% technology adoption, and that too in the areas, for example, planning and scheduling. Yes, there we have adopted either Primavera P6 or MSP, or when it comes to design of the making a designs, so 3D models, and also we have the Bentley and Autodesk kind of a products. That's only the adoption, but that's not complete thing as a project management, right? And that's where we are struggling as an industry, and those are our challenges. So let's think about that. Then that's why this normal way of doing project management now has resulted into new normal, which is digitalization. Now why, again, why should we think still, is it really required to do digitalization? Is it going to help us, or is just a myth that it is going to help? So let's understand that, okay, because it's very important to define our priorities, to define our pain points, and to take corrective actions, knowing that what benefits we will get. So need for digitalization or digitization is very important thing, that data acquisition challenge will be resolved. When I say data acquisition, simple example, on our project, if I keep planning, scheduling, and designing part, the 3D modeling part aside, but we have a lot of other areas. The data comes from the site. What is that? The quality, right? The snags, the defects are getting reported. Inspections are happening on site with through QA team, the quality assurance team, with different checklists. Another areas is a request for information, issues. Lot of the safety, site safety related things are mandatory, which are coming from site. So the data, getting the data itself will help us tremendously if we digitalize your field management, which is quality management, safety management, site inventory management, and the communication management, which is RFIs, issues, etc. Why the data acquisition is important? Because it will help us in proper reporting and analysis. So I'll come to that. But besides data acquisition, the need of digitalization is because there is a lack of real-time progress. Even if there's a schedule, it's not getting updated in the real time, or the information is not coming real time. It comes through email, it comes through WhatsApp messages, and that too, it's individual, it's scattered. Information is not centrally available. So at any point in time, we never get a real-time progress, what's happening. No, we don't get that right visibility, because the data is not present in one system, one place. Another thing is the manual processes lead to inaccuracies, delays in submitting the data, as well as there is a loss of information also, since it's manual. As I said, if I keep sending Excel-based spreadsheet from the site for quality, for safety, for communication, for your measurement, the BOQ measurement, which is happening, if I send that through Excel, there is a huge chance of inaccuracy, delays, as well as data getting lost. Then data overload with Excel spreadsheet, because now if I'm getting so much Excel spreadsheet, it again a challenge to keep track of all this and make a sense out of it. Then we need to then set team army of people in IT department in our company who can sit and study all these Excel and generate a MIS report for us. So we are adding overhead in the project, correct? Another digitalization will solve all these problems. Another area is collaboration itself. Because digitalization comes, it will be workflow driven thing. So collaboration deficiency which is there will get addressed through digitalization, because now through system, rather than WhatsApp, Excel, email, I'm not going to have all that. It's everybody working on the project, whether it's a contractor, subcontractor, PMC, architects, owner of the project, everybody are associated with one PMS platform. There will be a workflow online system So data moves seamlessly from one person to another person with the reminders, notification. So collaboration becomes easy. We come to know, oh, my RFI is pending with whom? Oh, it's Watson. For how many days it is pending? All that visibility, if I get real time online, it becomes so easy. And it becomes easy because not only easy, but the task management becomes very efficient. Now it's a process driven, not a person driven, because one of our challenge of our industry, construction industry, is moment there's a high attrition of the people, meaning at times people leave the company, join some other company, or the people change the project. From project A, I can get moved to project B in the same company. So but what happens in all this? Data, also the information, the knowledge moves with that person, and we find it difficult to manage the project because it's a person dependent project execution, not process driven. So once we bring a digitalization, even if person moves from one project to another or he leaves the company, there won't be any impact in executing and managing the project, since everything is in the system, not with that person. And ultimately digitalization will help us in proper reporting, because as I said, manual reporting has delays, inaccuracies, wrong information, and root cause analysis. There's a lack of root cause analysis in manual reporting. You cannot do to the root cause, but in digitalization system, if you click, it can show you the real reason. If there is, let's say there's a delay of 10 days, why there is a delay, if I need to know, then if I drill down, it will show me, oh, these are the top 3 reasons. Further, I can drill down, oh, reason 1, 2, 3. Reason 1, I need to know who is responsible for that issue. If I drill down, it will show me, oh, it's Watson who is responsible. If I further go and say why he has not responded for so many days. So that way we can do root cause analysis easily to take faster decision, efficient decision making. So so far, this tells us very clearly that there is a huge potential in our construction industry, even in Malaysia, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of work is happening. Potential, so many projects are going on. All of us are engaged in different capacities. And I would, through this session, I'm going to highlight that when we talk about project management information system or project management itself, it's not about restricted only to the scheduling and making the drawings, but it's 360-degree project management, which is I'll talk about in the next slide about what it covers. So what is PMIs? Because that also fundamentally we must be clear, all of us. Unless we are clear, we won't be able to fix our problem, and we will keep struggling delivering our project, and we will keep spending hours and hours every day meeting expectations of our projects. So typically when we talk about project management, planning and resourcing, this is number 5. If you notice, that is the key part all of us do by default, right? Creating a schedule in Primavera or MSP, that's fine. But importantly, as I said, EPCC, engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning. That's the life cycle of our project execution. So the project management also must cover my EPCC part of my project. To start with E, that is engineering. So when it starts with engineering, again, engineering means documentation management. It is not just enough to create the 2D models or 2D drawings and 3D models, but it is very important to have a document control system in place to control my engineering part. What it means, having electronic document management system, which will help you in automated version control, automated markups and commenting, as well as a document control process, your submittal process, design review process, transmittal process. That has to be digitalized with the workflow, with the turnaround time, with the reminders, everything giving a right visibility. So PMIs, one of the core areas is documentation management. Another area, as I said, when it comes to the P part, the procurement, which is typically the cost control. So having a project budget and the cost management, that is number 7 I'm talking about here. So because project finance is very important, what is a project budget? Against that, how many contracts have we issued? What are the BOQs? What's the planned quantities, planned rates? Against what measurements have happened? What bills have been raised? What payments have been made? And how much balance do I have in my budget, so that if there is any change order comes in, can I approve it? All that visibility, and not only contract administration, but even your procurement part, like your inventory, your material, the procurement part, the site raising the request, indent coming from the site, and the procurement person handling it. That's another important aspect. Third important aspect in the construction, execution. In execution, now I'm talking about communication as well as project tracking control and planning and resourcing. So in execution part, EPCC. So third C is the construction. Obviously, that is number 5. We need to have proper plan and schedule prepared with the resource planning and all. That is there. But as I said, normally we just consider that as PMIs. But that is one of the part of PMIs, not the complete PMIs. Besides that, the communication, as I said, safety, quality, issues, all that needs to be tracked completely. And 6th point is project tracking and control. All this needs to be tracked, monitored, and more of a proactive project management, not reactive. Because even after digitalization, if I have to go and keep identifying the problems, it's not going to solve our problem, because we don't have that much free time to spend on the software to find out what's going wrong. What if my software only gives me, or my PMIs proactively tells me, hey, look, Sunil, there is a problem here. Your cost over is going to happen, or your quality, there are so many issues. So that will help me to take decisions faster. So PMIs must include communication management, document management, risk management, issue management, quality management, safety management, schedule management, and most importantly, your project portfolio management also, because we are not talking about one single project, but it is multiple projects. So across the project, what's happening, the health of the portfolio should be able, I should be able to see. And report generation, exceptional report generation, as I said, proactive project management. So exception or anything going wrong, it's like a traffic light signal. Everything is green, I'm driving my car, but before the red light comes, there is a amber color or orange color, right? That indicates that, oh, you have to slow down, there is a problem. So that's similarly in PMIs, we need some exceptional report, exception, something is going wrong, it should get highlighted before it is too late for me to handle it. That is also another important aspect. And lastly, important thing is the integration part of PMIs, because as I said, we, for some areas, like for number 5, planning and resourcing, I may use Primavera, or for number 7, budget and cost management, I may use SAP ERP or Oracle ERP. That's fine. But rest of the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, all that I should be able to integrate, connect, because PMIs should be my Bible. PMI should be my one single system whom I will trust, believe as a project manager. One single system which will show me on the dashboard what's happening in front of, in terms of cost, in terms of schedule, in terms of quality, safety, scope, everything. So that, as for that purpose, I should be able to integrate all these multiple systems, pull the data in one single dashboard of PMIs. PMIs should not be broken system. So why is it important now? So PMIs covers all these aspects. Now, next thing is, for whom it is going to help if we have a PMIs, in our organization. We don't realize today also we actually are, needing PMIs, and we struggle. For example, management level, like top management, like project directors and vice president and general managers, etc. There's a mid management like project manager, and there is a executive level like engineers and supervisors. So 3 layers are there. Every level in this project organization has their need. For example, PMI's point of view, top management is thinking from strategic plan, that what was, like, I want to know what was planned versus achieved, what is the forecast, what are the top 5 issues. So if you talk about the client and the head executive management, they want that strategic important review of the health of the project, not very detailed. When it comes to the mid management, same PMIs, they, for them it is more of a tactical plan, mean more like a executional level. They want to know, okay, what was planned execution wise and what was achieved execution wise. So they will get into the execution level. Strategic plan is more like a health wise, or the status wise. And when it comes to the third level, that is the people who are actually on the ground, on the site, like engineers and supervisors, for them PMIs is the operational control. It's not just sufficient for them to know tactically what was planned and what I'm doing today, but it is important to know operationally what issues I'm facing, where the quality issues are there, what RFIs are raised, whether it's addressed, not addressed. They need that kind of visibility on day-to-day basis. Similarly, cost point of view, the top guys always need to know my budget control. The project manager is very concerned about his cash flow and the cost of the project. The how many bills were raised, how many bills we are approving. So that is the mid management's responsibility. At the same time, the people on the field, they are worried about resource productivity. As I said, we need to optimally utilize the resources. So the lower level people or the third level in the pyramid, they need to have that visibility. Otherwise, they will contribute to the budget overrun or the cost overrun, and then they will be answerable to all that. So they need that kind of a visibility. And lastly, on the time for front also of the PMIs, if you notice, every level, top management, again at high level, they want to know what are the key milestones, what I achieved and all. Mid management wants to know work package level. So same project which is broken down work package wise, broken down contractor wise, I want to monitor at that level. And when it comes to the supervisors and engineers, they get into the further detail level. Within that work package, I want to have a control and visibility at the activity level. So that's how, see, if you notice, each one is working on the same project, but looking at their seniority, they have different expectation as a project management information system point of view. So this is where we need to be able to help each one of them to perform their duties. As I said, each one of them has got responsibility on their shoulder to deliver the project successfully, but each one of them have got different expectation, different needs while executing and monitoring the project. This is how it explains. Now you can imagine, in the normal way of doing PMIs, older way or manual way, this becomes impossible to achieve at every level. Meeting their expectation becomes difficult, and you can easily now figure out that the report never match. Top management reviews something else, mid management has a different set of information, and the people on the ground have different understanding of the situation. And that's where the disconnect happens in these three layers. That's where projects start suffering, because it's a normal way of doing PMIs, manual way of doing PMIs. And that's where, if I do same thing now with the new normal, with digitalization of PMIs, all of them are connected to the same platform. There won't be any information gap or data gap. Each one of us will get to see a single version of truth. And now, lastly, some of the few important things, that criteria for selecting the PMIs tool, because now we understood so far what I summarize that we have business, we have projects, we have challenges still by doing this manual way of doing it. Each role or hierarchy needs a different set of information to control, monitor the project. We have seen what PMIs means. It's not just about just having planning, scheduling, and having design, but it is beyond that, to ensure the success of overall project. And we understood the need for digitalization, importance of digitalization. Next question comes in our mind, oh, okay, but if I go to the market and I want some good tool, some digital tool or some software, PMI software, how will I take a decision whether it's a good or is suitable for me? Because again, in the market, there's so many options available and it confuses to us. So very simple, how we should look at it. As I said, fundamentally, this digital PMIs platform must have all the features available, whatever I discussed. When I say all the features, the areas: document control, quality, safety, communication, schedule, cost control, contract administration, your reporting, dashboard, root cause analysis, and even mobile application. Because now when it comes to field management, now look at it from user experience point of view. Nobody has got any laptops or systems on site, and on the site we don't have a luxury of having cabin and sitting there and operating on our laptops, but everybody carries a mobile. So the digital PMIs tool should have a mobile app also, so that the communication, all this interaction I can do through my mobile app. And at the same time, it is fulfilling all my requirements, documentation support and all, integrations, reporting, security also is very important, and workflow and collaboration is very important, because each organization, each project also will have a different set of approval mechanisms. So the digital tool should be flexible enough to accommodate our requirement based on the project, nature of the project, different checklists. My project A may follow different set of checklists for quality control. My project B may follow different checklists. Same thing workflow, right? It may have a different set of workflow for my issue approval, but here it could be different. So system should be flexible and very much agile and very fast to accommodate all these things. So that's how we should look at it, that one single digital platform should be there which offers all these, rather than going for bits and pieces approach and trying to buy one document control system, one cost control system, one schedule system, and one quality system. It's impossible to connect all of them, and again we will defeat our whole purpose of digital PMIs, because we will never get a single digital dashboard having all this information together. So right tool would be the one which is a single digital tool which offers all this. That's how we should always remember. So with this, I would like to request my colleague Shrikant to walk us through about one such tool, digital PMIs tool called Exto PMIs, how it addresses the same areas that I spoke about, and how it helps and gives benefits in managing the projects with one single digital platform across EPCC processes. So over to you, Shrikant.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil. Good morning, everyone. So this is Shrikant. I'll be speaking about Exto as a solution for PMIs. So as Sunil defined currently, the solution areas that we have. Before I get into the solution areas, Exto is I'll just give a brief about Exto. Exto is a low-code platform. It's a cloud-based system, PMI system. When I say low-code platform, I mean is there's no coding required to create forms, to assign workflows, or to change assignees, or to assign users to it. There's no coding required to it. It's a drag and drop method. Uh, Exto has been serving various industries, which Sunil currently talked about, whether it be infrastructure, real estate, oil and gas, etc. Along with this, Exto also has its own mobile app, which right now Sunil has mentioned is a fundamental part when it comes to PMI solution in the current scenario, in the current construction industry. So moving on, I'll talk about the solution areas. So as to talk about the solution areas for Exto, let's categorize the solution areas into 8 different categories. Well, let's talk about analytics, document control, field management, file management, cost control, scheduling, integrations, and commissioning. So first come first, analytics, which plays the most important role whenever we have such a system, when we have such a data, we need to analyze this data. So we need dashboards for this purposes, we need reports, and we need photos to analyze the progress of the work done, dashboards to analyze where our document stands, where is our field management, what is the status of the project, and various reports to conquer all this data that we have. Coming to the second area, document control, which is the most fundamental part of any construction activity that is happening, where there are a number of drawings, there are submittals, there are transmittals, there might be statutory files, issues, RFIs. So to track all this, to maintain all this, we PMIs helps, and Exto as a PMIs helps in categorizing this in various modules to communicate across different departments, to maintain records into a single platform. Uh, this aligns with the file management. Whenever drawings are submitted, they are reviewed, they are analyzed. These files are maintained into a document management. Exto has its own document manager where files can be uploaded, files can be saved. Uh, it has its own photo gallery, annotations, markups, comments can be added on the documents, revision control can be done on the documents, documents can be shared with various users. There can be users can be restricted from editing the documents, viewing access can be given. Along with that, to make any project successful, we the most important part comes is field management. So in under field management, we have got safety, quality, material tracking, daily manpower. So all these modules come together on the web version as well as on the mobile app. So people from site, the end users, will have mobile app to report safety issues, quality, track snags on the sites, check on material in and out, and also do project closures wherein we report lessons learned, etc. Moving on, we have got schedule management. As we already have discussed, a number of tools are available, such as MSP, Primavera. Exto has its own scheduling tool where it has got all the basic features, all the features required. Any scheduling tool, whether it be baseline management, progress tracking, planned versus actual tracking, etc., which is all inbuilt in Exto. There's no third-party tool required for this. Along with that, when it comes to cost control, we have got budget modules, cost estimate modules, procurement modules, change requests, cost sheets, everything that an ERP system has. Exto has its own modules to track your cost, budgets, and align it with your project. The second last important point is commissioning. When we have make to orders equipments on sites, there are various checklists needed to check this make to order equipments. So we can assign checklist, we can track loading of the equipments, we can track installation of the equipments. And finally, when it comes to commissioning, the commissioning part plays an important role. The most another important aspects when it comes to Exto is Exto has its own integration platform. It's inbuilt in Exto itself. So when I talk about integration, what I mean is when users have their own scheduling platform, let's say an user has an MSP or Primavera, and they want to continue using MSP or Primavera, they can easily integrate such a tool with Exto schedule. No need to discard the previous softwares. They can easily be integrated with Exto schedule, and user can simply punch in the data, and the data can be come in, come out easily. Similarly, integrations can also be done with an ERP system. Let's say we have SAP for ERP. This can be easily be integrated, and this data can be used for analytical purposes in Exto dashboards. So moving on to one of the areas we have. The first area, document control. As you can see on the screen, we have certain screenshots right now where you can see a submittal module, log page. Whenever a record is created inside a module, it will it will have its own form. Attachments can be done to the forms. Responsible person can be assigned, and also a workflow will be set for uh, such a module. So what Exto does here is every module will have its unique workflow, which can easily be defined. As you can see on the left corner of your screen, that we have this is a screenshot for workflow manager. So it can easily step, submit, return the records. It can easily be defined in the system itself. So no coding, as I mentioned earlier, it's a low code platform. No coding will be required for such a purpose. And whenever a user is submitting a record, he can easily add his comments. So user can easily track where the document is, who is the owner of the record, where it can go, what can happen, etc. So moving on, document control. Whenever of the files are attached to the documents, Exto will store all those files attached automatically into the document manager. Along with that, Exto also has a feature where you can add additional files, create folders, just like any share folder or a drive that we use. Here also access control can be given. What Exto does is it revision control is done automatically via Exto. The latest version, as you can see the bottom screenshot, we have a V4 version. So it will always by default show the latest version on the screen. Search and retrieval can be also easily done. A tag can be assigned to each document, and it can be searched and retrieved later on whenever required. We also have additional screenshot. Moving on to those. So each document whichever is uploaded will have its own properties. Tags can be assigned, description can be added. As you can see, a revision control. If you want to see a previous version, so previous versions are also maintained hierarchically into the system itself. Who edited the document, when it was edited, what was changed, everything can be highlighted. Along with that, in in the PMI software itself as an extra, we can add annotation and markups on the drawings. We can add comments. We can pass it on to the next user for their review purposes, and this goes seamlessly into the document management and control in Exto. Moving on to the next area. Uh, when now we have all the chunk of data in Exto where modules, each module will have its n number of records. So how do we analyze it? So all this data is pushed to Exto dashboards where you can where we have got certain examples over here. Let's say drawing status. So what is the count of drawings? How many architectural drawings do I have? How many civil drawings do I have? It can be easily be seen on the dashboard. Along with that, if any submittal is done, what category of submittal it is, whether it is shop drawing, electrical drawing, whether it is a report, whatever submittals are done, it can be easily categorized and shown on the dashboard. At the same point, if any RFIs are raised from site, those can also be tracked. The status can be tracked, whether the RFIs in the open states, closed states, approved, rejected, all can be tracked on the extra dashboard itself. Moving on to the next area now. We have got field management. Now we have all the drawings, the work has started on the site. So to track the field management, we categorize into quality, safety, materials. Here right now, as you can see, the first screenshot talks about site inspection. Let's say you have got n number of contractors working on your site. You want to analyze the performance of the site. So each contractor will have its own inspection status, which can be easily be tracked. Along with that, you have material inspection. So various material are procured on the site. Various tests are done on the site. So user-wise, who conducted the test, when the test was conducted, can easily be viewed on the dashboard. Along with that, on the right hand side of the screen, if you see at the top, we have a dashboard which talks about quality. So whenever a user reports any snags or any changes that are happening on the site related to quality, and it's reported, it can be easily viewed on the dashboard along with photo, its status, whether it is closed, whether the snag is open or the snag is closed. Everything can be easily be tracked from the dashboard itself. When it comes to material inventory, uh, we can a week on week basis, monthly basis, year on year basis, we can track how many materials have been in your stock, how many materials have been issued, how many materials are left when the materials are issued. That can be easily and seamlessly tracked in Exto via dashboards. Moving on to the next. In field management, again, we need to analyze as a whole project, where do we stand on a quality? If the number of open snags are closed in a particular month, that means the quality has been hampered for a particular project and the snags are not getting closed, which will at the end affect the overall quality of any project. Along with that, we also need to track performance of the contractors when it comes to quality. Who is performing better, who is lacking in their performance, can be easily be tracked. Also, there are various packages like civil work packages, STP, finishes, etc., which can also be tracked with in which package we are finding more number of snags. So by analyzing those, we can easily monitor the whole project. Coming to field management, again, from the safety perspective, we have got n number of parameters which need to be tracked on month-on-month basis and a cumulative basis. So here is an example where we have scaffolding, ladder, fire extinguisher, etc., which is tracked on month-on-month basis over here. Moving on. So as I mentioned, Extra has its own scheduling platform. So here is an example of a schedule that is prepared in Exto. So n number of baselines can be assigned in Exto. The WBS hierarchy that is created in any schedule, we can have nth number of WBS level that can be created in Exto. It can have up to 10,000 or plus number of activities can be added into Exto. So to analyze the progress. Again, when we move on to the dashboards, whenever a progress is updated, we can have key areas, WBS progress, key WBS progresses. Not everyone will require to a micro level tracking might not be required for the higher management. They might want to see only WBS, what is the progress of WBS, what is the progress of the key areas. So that can be easily be defined into the system, and the system can easily track those. Again, instead of going to schedule itself, what is the progress can be easily be tracked from dashboard. So here is an example for let's say for flat finishing activities. So we have got flat finishing activities per floor. We have got n number of flats. So, and we have got n number of activities going on. So what is the progress of each activity, where it has reached, how many numbers of activities are completed, what is pending, whether it is delayed. Color coding wise, you can see green color that has started, completed 100%, but there are pink color activities that say it is delayed and not started. And there are some in gray color which says that it is 50% only completed, or 25% which is delayed and started. Moving on. Yeah. So as we earlier mentioned about importance of mobile app. So whenever the end user is working on site and he has to update the progress of an activity, he can simply use the mobile app, click on the activity which he wants to update, check on the percentage of activity completed, attach photographs, add comments to it, and just submit it for approval for the next person. It will go on to approval processes, and whenever approved, it will be visible on the dashboard. Yeah, moving on to the next. We have got cost control. So Exto has its own cost control modules from right from budgeting till cost sheets. Let's say contracts, procurement, change orders, everything can be created and tracked in Exto itself. So we can have number of bills raised versus number of payments done. How many? What is the total number of payments done till now? How many number of counts of open items we have under bills, and how many are the rejected one can easily be tracked. Along with that, to which contractor we have paid, how much amount is to be paid, the remaining amount can easily be tracked on Exto dashboards. Yeah, moving on. So here is an example for Exto cost control dashboards. As you can see, we can have a dashboard which talks about the purchase requisitions that are raised and the purchase order issued against those. So that can be seen on the dashboards. Then we have vendor wise POs, which vendor has been assigned, how many numbers of POs can be easily be tracked, how many of them are approved, rejected, what is the status of the records, etc. Again, when it comes to invoices, how many number of invoices are approved, rejected, under review can easily be understood from the dashboard. And when it comes to vendor wise invoices, again, whether it be for a particular area or a particular vendor, it can be easily be analyzed from the dashboard. Moving on to the next step. Yeah. So here is another example where we are talking month on month payments raised, invoices raised, and the payment done to those certain in that certain project, etc. Along with that, what is the invoice status can again be tracked. Yeah. Moving on. So along with mobile updates for the scheduling or the progress of happening on the site, we also have, whenever there is a module created in Exto, it automatically can be opened up on a mobile app also. There is no separate coding required for it. You prepare a module on Exto, it will be visible on a mobile phone. So here are examples of a few of them, like an issue module, RFI module, and a snag module. We can have different fields, date fields, packages, percentage formulas, all can be added and it can be used inside a module. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah. So we talked about what PMIs is, then we talked about an example, Exto as a PMIs. Now we'll talk about the benefits of digital PMIs. So going to the digital PMIs in detail and understanding. So We can categorize the benefits into 8 parts. As I showed you few of the examples of the dashboard, looking at the dashboard, we can give an holistic approach, holistic understanding where we stand currently on the project. Also, uh, Exto has its own portfolio management. So PMIs as a software will also have a holistic portfolio creation where you can analyze your portfolios, projects, whether it be in different zones, categories, etc. PMIS is an integrated platform. It's a unified system. So all the areas that we currently talked about land in a single platform. So it's an easy to use system. Also, along with that, there are n number of users who are being assigned to the system. So tailoring of the access of the permission is very important, and this also benefits in who will view what in your system. That is also tailor made. The mobile functionality, which we currently saw few of the examples, plays a vital role, and it speeds up the task in hand, and also speeds up the project timeline. It saves a lot of time in your project. Again, e-measurements, book billing, these can also be streamlined with PMIs. Effective cost control can be done, and again, integration with other system solutions can also be done with PMIs. That's all from our side.
Okay. So thank you, Shrikant, for this information of Exto PMI. So coming back to summarize from my side, so we have seen what PMI means and how Exto PMIs as an integrated platform can offer everything in one single thing, and most importantly, the role-based access. So though the ecosystem I mentioned in the beginning, everybody, contractors, subcontractor, vendors, architects, everyone will be part of same platform, but they will have a role-based access. So life is going to be easy. To summarize the advantage of digitalization or of this new normal is, first of all, the ease of use and the user experience, and as well as the user interface is so easy, like mobile app, for example, we don't need too much of training. So that's a benefit of Extra Digital solution, that it doesn't require too much training in terms of user adoption. Number two, it is a role-based access. So whatever I'm doing today manually, exactly same thing I'm going to do in the system also. So it's not going to add any overhead or burden on me if I want to use the system. So in nutshell, to summarize, Exto PMIs, digital PMIs, which is a new normal in construction management, brings following benefits to the business as a whole. Which are those? Top management point of view, effective decision making. Number two, from the organization perspective, it brings the governance and accountability across all the people working on the project because of this aging analysis, because of this turnaround time defined. So it brings the governance and accountability. Number three, it brings the process efficiency because it's everything is system driven, automatically moving through the system. It saves a lot of time and it brings the process efficiency. Number four, it brings the productivity gain of each of us. Today, we are spending too much time in manual data entry and creating Excel and sharing that. All that we can get rid of since everything is in the system. So it improves our productivity. We can spend more time in our core job rather than doing this data entry job. So that's a productivity gain to the employee or to the person. And another advantage is the standardization. As a company, as a project team, project management team, we bring the same templates, same checklist, same forms in project A, project B. So it brings a standardization, not only in punching the data, but also in reporting the data in terms of dashboards and all. So it's standardization. So we can always do apple to apple comparison. So and lastly, with all this, to in one some sentence I had to say single version of truth. So everybody will talk the same thing without any discrepancy in the information whenever we review the project. So that's what all about digital PMIs is. So yeah, over to you, Watson.
Okay, thank you, Sunil and Shrikant, for the insightful presentation on digital PMIS. And then we see a lot of benefits on using PMIS in your project itself. So I think now let's move on to the Q&A session. and then I'll be moderating the question from the chat. So basically, if anyone have any question at all, you can use the chat function to ask us, and then we will answer your question. So actually right now we have a few questions that people also texted me as well. So one of the question is from Isha. So it said, if a company wanted to embark into Exto, do they need to create their own process setup before contacting Exto, or Exto can help set up the process before that?
Good question. Yes, both the scenarios are possible. If the company has no process setup, no problem. Exto helps the company to set your processes and then to automate the same process in Exto. So that flexibility is there. So option one. Option two, some of the companies, they say that we are matured, we have already defined our processes. Can you please automate them? So even that is also possible. So to answer your question, yes, if you don't have a process setup, we can help you to set up the process along with digitalization.
All right, thank you for the answer, Sunil. And then we have a second question from Zin Sulaiman. So basically, will the document revision be updated, for example, like R3 to R4 if the file naming is not the same? Or is it case sensitive?
Okay. Yes. Bala, you would like to answer this question? Okay, I think he's on mute. So let me answer that question. So, okay, Bala, yeah, please.
Yeah, so regarding this question, for maintaining the revision, so the document file name should be same. If the file name changes, the system will not be able to identify the respective document and maintain the revisions. So the file name has to be consistent so that the respective revisions can be maintained.
Okay, so
and by default, the system will be showing the latest revisions, and we have seen in the screenshots also, Shrikant has shown the latest revision will be seen in the document manager in the front. But if you want to access the old revisions also, it is there to be accessed from the properties and the version section.
So basically, to answer the question is, as long as the file name is the same, then you will update the revision to revision 3 to revision 4. All right, thank you. So we also have a few questions that from people that texted me as well. So basically, there's something they wanted to know about the scalability of Exto. How scalable are Exto system itself?
Okay. Yes. This is good question and very important aspect of selecting a right digital PMIs tool. Exto scalability point of view, there is technically, since it's a cloud-based solution, it's elastic. Elastic in the sense there is no limit. So if today, let's say 100 people are using Exto on the project, tomorrow it becomes 1,000 users or 10,000 users, people working on the project on Exto, no problem. Exto, as far as users, a number of users are concerned, is scalable because it is cloud and it is elastically, it keeps enhancing its memory, its space, etc. So there's no limit. Number two, in terms of storage and the data also, scalability, right? Because we'll keep uploading the drawings and documents. So how scalable it is even in terms of the storage of the data. That also again is elastic. So let's say 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 10 terabyte, moment we need more space, automatically Exto keeps elastically expanding itself without even user knowing about it. So to answer, yes, Exto technically we have designed in such a way that without any disruption, without any downtime, Exto technically keeps expanding itself elastically, both for number of users going up or even the storage capacity going up.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer, Sunil. I think we have a last question whereby they are asking about the integration between Exto with other like software itself. So in terms of integration, is there a lot of work to be done, or basically Exto is ready out of the shelf to be integrated with other system?
Okay,
because a lot of company, they do not want to change their process, and then they have a lot of system involved in their company itself. Yeah.
Right. So I'll first request Shrikant to answer this, and I'll add to that. Yes, Shrikant.
Yes, sure. I'll go ahead and answer this question. Yes, so Exto has its own inbuilt integration tool which integrates seamlessly with, for example, let's say we have got P6, whether it be EPPM or a standalone scheduling tool for Primavera. It can seamlessly integrate with this tool. Also, it will seamlessly integrate with SAP currently. It can easily integrate with the various modules that are present in SAP with the modules of Exto. Sunil, sir, can you add to this now?
Yes, so I think, uh, to answer further, to elaborate it further, basically, when it comes to integration, as the question rightly says, since we also don't expect customer to change any of his processes or any of his existing system usage, whichever system it is, even into not only ERP or scheduling, but for example, any custom developed, homegrown developed system or any third party tool, anything, whether it's a portal, whether it's a desktop application, or even if sometimes it is just a normal data remaining residing in Excel, anything and everything that customer wants to integrate with Exto, answer is technically it gets seamlessly and easily integrated. Number one, without disrupting the other side of the process. So and how it is, as Shrikant mentioned, we have the technology wherein it's seamless in the sense it's easy also. It just does the data mapping and it happens technically. So there is no much of a difficulty in making the integrations, and technically also there is no problem if you have very old systems which doesn't have API or which doesn't have a web service. Doesn't matter whether it's a API, whether it's a web service, whether it's a database connection directly, ODBC, JDBC, or whether I directly read the flat file or I read the Excel file to do the integration. Whichever way, it's absolutely possible, doable without disturbing your processes on the other side. Yeah, Watson, you're on mute.
Yeah, I hope that answer your question. So basically, I think Exto is something that it can probably integrate with any system, and then you do not have to change your process and then we actually Exto will adapt to the process of your company. Okay, I think that's all for our Q&A session. And then I think after this, can everyone turn on their camera so that we have a photo taking session so that we can keep this as one of the pictures and then we will share with you guys as well. Hmm? All right, I think everyone already turned off their pictures, so thank you for that one. So we're gonna take a picture so everyone smile. All right, thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna move.
Watson, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So basically, for anyone that want to know more about this PMI solution, you guys can contact me at my phone number and also can drop us an email. So right now we actually having a free demo on this PMI solutions, so we can actually demo to you guys what the system is capable of and what are the things that can benefit you guys if on PMIS. So these are some of the things that currently you just contact us and then we will demo to you guys on this solution itself. Then thank you so much for that one. And then before we wrap things up, so a big thank you to Sunil, Bala, and Shrikant for sharing their expertise today. And then I hope that you found this webinar valuable. Before we wrap things up, if there's anyone that have question, you guys can text us or drop us an email so that we can answer your queries. And then hopefully we can see you guys soon for our next webinar. And then before that, I think we also have like PCSS trainings. Currently, we have the next training is going to be our bootcamp PMP. So those that want to join the bootcamp, so you guys can register with us as well. So this one is to prepare you guys for the PMI. And then the next thing is, okay, so those that attend this webinar for the certificate, you guys can scan here, and then we will share the certificate with you guys. So we give you guys a few minutes. And then thank you so much, Sunil. Do you have any closing remarks, Sunil?
Yes, I think thank you everyone for patient listening. And my closing remark would be that as all of us in the profession, this is going the PMIs, the point of view, it's very important as an individual professional also. If we get and adopt such technology, it will really increase our professional value even as an individual, because that's what the way the world is moving, the industry is moving, and we need to contribute with these digital technologies in PMIs. And it will, if as a professional, if we adopt and we learn and do these things, it will help us also grow tremendously. So thank you everyone for your patient listening. We are excited and eager to talk more about it, and we'll have a free demo to you about Exto PMIs in detail.
All right. Thank you so much, Sunil, for your remarks. And then thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. And then you guys can follow here to follow our LinkedIn, our social media page for upcoming digital solutions that are currently available in the market. And then I think that's all for today. And then we are looking forward for your next participation in our next webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you everyone for your time.